What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Off Limits Podcast. As you can see, we have a third-party guest with us. If you haven't met her, I can't remember if we introduced her before. This is Charlie, Isaiah's daughter.
Charlotte, all grown up. Do you want to introduce yourself, Charlotte? Thank you for sharing that, Charlotte.
What's up, guys? I know it's been a while since you've seen us. We haven't released an episode, I think, in 2.5 months now. But we're back here to close out the season. This will be the season finale when it drops. But yeah, thanks for coming along with us on this ride for the first season of Off Limits Podcast. For those who are true followers and watch every episode, we appreciate it. Shout out to all of you. Shout out to Mara, who's always commenting on our videos. We appreciate it.
Shout out to you. Thank you.
But yeah, we're going to go ahead and in this episode, we'll talk about a few things. We'll talk about what we've been going over this last couple of months, holiday things, and convention things that happen behind the scenes that we can talk about. Things like that.
Yeah, I think the last one we did was in August, right? The last one?
We did in September, I think.
September.
I checked.
Then we had we're supposed to have an episode with Bishop, but scheduling was hard to nail down and it just didn't happen. So we kept pushing, and that's why we've been delayed. But like you said, we'll start off with convention.
Convention convention.
Convention. This is my first time back since I got married, I think.
I think so.
Yeah, so 3 years since I've been an usher. My first time back in Anaheim, I think in 10 years?
Did you work at Anaheim the last
I
time?
think that was my first year.
Your first time you did?
Oh. I started when I was 18. That was my first year, I think, was the last year at Anaheim. And then we went to
Long Beach.
But this is the first year that you worked.
I worked it, yeah.
So it was me, you, and my dad, which was
crazy.
Cool. That'll be our picture for this episode.
Yeah. We'll post that picture up there.
That's with the Bishop Salazar. But yeah, what was your experience as you were not fully an usher, you were more like a personal.
I was more a security guard type of vibe. Just personal assistant, follow around.
Yeah, more like a personal assistant,
whatever he needs, I gotta get.
A fixer type of person.
It was cool. People kept asking me, how was convention, and they would ask me about services, and I was like, all I can tell them is, don't ask me about the services because I don't know. I was too locked in. I had tunnel vision to make sure. I didn't want to mess up. That was my thing. Because I didn't want to, one, make my dad look bad, and two, I didn't want to look bad for Bishop Salazar. Because I'm like, oh man, that's the homie, that's the friend. And, so that was my biggest concern. So I was just super locked in. It was cool. It was super chill because he's not super high maintenance in the sense of he didn't ask for much. He actually asked for us to hold back from being around him. He's a very chill person. He wanted to take a lot of pictures with the people. He wanted to be able to walk without us stopping him. I remember the funniest thing was he wanted to go use the restroom, and I remember that he didn't. There was a story of an usher who followed him and wanted to go into the restroom with him, and he was like, "Get away!" Or he didn't want that
safety. Can't compromise Eagle One.
So then,
good job, usher.
I know he left. He was preaching at a men's conference in the morning session. And I saw he was going to the restroom. So what I did was I waited for him to actually leave the hall. And then I followed. And as I followed, I kept a 15-yard distance. I just watched from a distance. And then there were some people out there who were where's the security at, Bishop? And then he saw, I didn't know if he noticed. And then he saw me. He's like, oh, he's over there. And they're like, oh, you need to have him closer. He's like, no, he's exactly where I want him to be. That's how far I need him to be. So he went to the restroom and I stood by, if you were at convention, where the kids' ministry's at, he went to a restroom down there. I was right where the kids' ministry's at. I just stayed there. I made sure I was watching the door, though, just in case anything did happen. And then he came out, and then he came over to me. He's like, good job. That's about as close as I want you to be. I don't want you to get any closer than that. But yeah, just things like that. Checked in on his family. We would walk him over, making sure he got from point A to point B on time because he was busy. He had to go to 3 different sessions in the morning, so he had to be a part of all of them. And one of them he preached. 2 of them he just wanted to make sure he was there to support those who were speaking. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I know it's cool. It's different because I've never done that aspect. I've always been just the usher part. And this year I worked with the homie George Girarte, and he was the one in charge, and I was his assistant. So it was definitely a different type of convention because of the seating that the youth had. So it definitely made the ushers have to be more flexible with their seating and their type of thinking that they've been used to. But I think all in all, like you said, you don't really get to be a part of the service when you're
Yeah.
working, especially in the ushers ministry. Like with my role, like you can't really hear much. You're not in there very long. You're always moving around. But I think all in all, it was a good experience for the three of us. It was cool
Yeah.
that we were all.
I know my dad was super happy and proud
Yeah,
that
it
he
was
had
cool to see my
both of us there.
my dad there. And like you said, Bishop Salazar was one of the people. You would say a man of the people. He wanted to be
Yeah.
in the people, which is always good and welcome. Like you said, he's a family friend.
Yeah.
My family goes to his church now. My mom and my dad. A lot of our family went to his church. Still does go to his church,
Yeah.
and he's been close with our family. So we hope to get him on the Off Limits podcast soon. We'll reach out to Pastor Garza and try to
Yeah. Shout
to
out
lock
Pastor
him down.
Jonathan Garza.
Yeah, Pastor Garza is a good man. Shout out. We got Pastor Garza on the episode.
Yeah,
hopefully.
we should.
He's a good.
He's a good, smart
Good guy.
individual.
The MOP did a great job. Shout out the MOP board.
Yeah.
I think the layout they did was a bold idea. What did you think about the
stage?
360?
Honestly, it was a lot smaller than I thought it was when I got in there.
The arena looks
Yeah,
smaller
I was
than
like, whoa,
remember.
this is tiny. I
That's
don't know
what I
why I
thought
thought it
too.
was. I was like, man, this is way small.
I don't remember how it would look if you would have put the stage.
Honestly, my thing
In the
is,
back.
I feel like wherever you sat, I felt like was a good seat because it was so small. Like it wasn't like, oh, I want to sit close to see him closer. I just think the biggest I think negative everybody's gonna have is
The face. Looking at the back.
the back of someone's head. But I mean, I felt like for worship they had a good plan.
Yeah,
where
yeah.
They had someone like a full circle. I felt like that was a great idea.
Shout out Mike and
Yeah, shout out to Michael
and his
Ramirez.
wife Ruthie.
Yep, the homies. Hopefully we get him on the podcast too.
Oh, there, Aaron, Brooke,
And Brooke, Dave Hernandez, the homie.
Jesse, Dave Hernandez. Who else was on there that we know?
Jared played.
Oh yeah, shout out Jared.
Shout out Jared. His first convention, I think. I think that's all I know.
The screens were
Oh,
cool.
JP, the
JP
homie
was there.
JP.
I think the screens were nice.
Yeah, they were.
Screens had.
That was cool.
I think Brother Caesar did that. He did a good job with
The screens.
the screens. They looked really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the arena overall was small, which made it, like I said, every seat was pretty good.
Yeah.
The downside was I think we didn't have a rotating platform.
Yeah.
So by the second night, most people wanted to sit
on a certain section.
stage front because they knew they're like, oh, that's not the back. There's no back, is what they would tell us. But I'm like, everyone wants to face the preacher, so everyone wanted to sit stage front.
Yeah.
But so it'll be interesting to see what they do for general convention if they want to
Yeah,
keep
especially because it's gonna be bigger.
the vibes going, or they're gonna want to split the vibes
Yeah.
and just go back to a traditional platform.
Oh yeah. I wouldn't even know how to like angle it though.
I think
Or
they just
you're
push it all the way
willing-
to the back.
Or you just could like get rid of seats then, like a
Yeah,
certain
the
feature?
back seats that were stage back or whatever,
Yeah.
those seats have now become the platform.
Oh.
That's how it was before. But yeah, it was a cool convention. It felt like it went by really fast this year.
Yeah.
It was my first time there as a father,
Oh,
which
yeah.
was cool because I had a lot of good memories going to the convention when I was a kid with my dad
I
and my
know.
mom. I know he would always make time, try to take us to the swimming pool, go out. So I had to do that with my daughters. I took my daughter
Yeah.
Amelia to the pool.
Oh
Had
yeah.
to find time to
That's crazy.
go out with
'Cause I know how
them,
busy you guys are.
going during the day. So it was definitely a cool was it not 360 experience, but
Like a full circle moment.
yeah, a full circle moment, seeing myself through my dad.
His role in his eyes, or whatever,
Yeah,
how he had to do
having
it.
to do what he had to do. Being
Yeah.
tired, I know he was tired.
I know. It's funny that you
I
say
think he was a
that.
younger dad than I was, so technically I
It's-
had it harder.
Because since I was working with my dad, and he would like greet all these bishops and pastors, and they're like, "Oh, you're back. That's awesome." And they would be like, "Oh, you're not in charge this year." He's like, "No, I'm doing the bishop's security detail." He's like, "Oh, that's good." And then the bishops he would be like, "Oh, this is my son Esau right here. He's my youngest, and he's finally first time we're in convention. He's never want to do it." And then the bishops and pastors, all due respect, they'd be like, "Oh, your dad's a great servant of God. He works, whatever." And I'm like, "You just make sure you know." And then in my head, again, all due respect, I'm like, no, duh. I grew up without a dad." At convention, he was always busy, so I do know how hard he works and how much of a commitment it is. So it's like, I mean, it's reassuring knowing that bishops acknowledge my dad's work. Like pastors, they do see his work, and it's a cool thing. But at the same time, I'm like, yeah, I know. You don't gotta remind me. But things like that, it was cool getting to see how many. I guess like a lot of bishops and pastors gave my dad his flowers in a sense
Yeah.
because he didn't work it. So they're like, "Oh, we miss you, miss having you," things like that, and they acknowledge his sacrifice. So you know, I guess you like I said, I joke like, oh, we didn't have a dad, but it's cool to see that it didn't go unnoticed.
Yeah,
Because
like for that week
it
we
is a
didn't
job.
see
It is a
my dad.
job that I think no one knows how hard it is until you do it. But it's good to see that there's people out there, great men of God, who do acknowledge my dad's sacrifice and hard work that he did put in for I think 20 years.
I think more than that.
Yeah, I think he ran it though for 20 years, but then
Yeah.
before that, like as a regular usher, he was like second in command for like another 10 to 15 years.
Yeah, he did it for a long time. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's definitely. I'm trying to think of the proper phrasing. They always say it's like the behind the scenes ministry, but you're
Yeah.
always front and center, so it's not really.
Yeah. I just think it's
behind the scenes.
undervalued or underappreciated, I think is the word.
I'm like, 'cause technically the ushers are the most people that you see.
Yeah.
With every person.
That you go to, like.
But yeah, it was definitely a cool experience to be able to be there with everybody, and it's the first time I wasn't under directly my dad, but I was still under George, so I'm still cool.
Yeah, and that was cool for me too. That was a big thing, was to be there. Like for me, it was first thing was like to be with my dad and you to finally do it with you guys, and then it was cool that I call him Theo, my Uncle George. You know, to work that convention with him too. That was special for me too. Was being able to work with him and do a convention with him as well. Because I know he did try to get me to do the presidential detail before with him,
Yeah.
and I was like, no, I'm cool.
The question: will you be back next convention?
Yeah, I got fired at the end of it, but I got hired already for
Yeah.
next year. That's another thing. Bishop Salazar fired me like 4 times.
I know you always be firing people.
He's like, you're fired.
Like
I
Bishop
was like, what?
Salazar.
He's like, nah, I'm just kidding. Don't worry. You did a great job. But you're fired until next year when I need you again.
Yeah. So, what's the title? NYA. What is it? NYA.
Uh,
Applecon 2023.
yeah, AppleCon 2023.
It's pretty good. They did a lot of good things. They had the food trucks. Did you have food at the food trucks?
I didn't go to the food trucks.
They were a bit expensive, but I mean, it was a cool idea, concept to have like the food trucks for the youth to be there to have food. That was a cool concept. I think
Yeah,
they did a lot of good type of like programming to be useful.
yeah, they planned it out perfectly with the timing of things. And
The rooms here were also small. The workshop rooms were really small.
Oh yeah, they were. It was really crowded in that lobby thing.
Yeah,
Like trying to go from point A to point B was super crowded. Felt like Disneyland. When people were going from the sessions to the main service in the hallway or in the
they
arena.
got super full.
Yeah, the line outside was crazy, bro.
Yeah, we have to work on it, but I think overall it was as best as could be expected for the first time back. Sorry for the rough interruption. Someone had to have their diaper changed. It was a little smelly in the podcast room. But yeah, another insight. Another insight I got from a convention was I got to see things from or through, I guess, kind of through the lens of my mom.
Mm-hmm.
In this case, the mom being their mom, which was my wife. Shout out Dina. Definitely a lot of work for her to be there. I got there on Tuesday. No, I got there Monday night.
Mm-hmm.
So I was there Monday to Sunday. So pretty much the whole week, 6 days. But she was primarily the one dealing with both of the kids for majority of the day. So it was a lot of work for her, but she always did it with
She's a trooper.
a smile and the kids. And there was a lot of it was definitely a learning experience that we can't do too much. I wanted to be ambitious and go out to eat, but it was just tough. Once we went out to eat, we ordered the food, and then we had both kids, so we were busy. We left, and we forgot the food at the actual restaurant. We went to pick it up, so we got back to the hotel, and then I had to leave to go back and get the food because we were just busy with trying to get the kids. They only have like an hour and a half between
break
getting let out from the morning service to having to go back for evening service. So everything was super rushed, and then we ended up forgetting the food at the restaurant. We had to go back. I had to go back, get the food, take them in, try to get them to nap for service so they will be more helpful and calmer for her. So definitely tough for moms that go to convention and their husbands are serving.
Yeah.
All the moms that are husband or wives to people that serve, shout out to them because I know it's not an easy endeavor by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, that's crazy. I know it was different. I'm like, it was different. Even my mom, I think, this time around, she was like solo this time, kinda, because now I'm working too. Because usually I'll make sure I walk my mom over, and then I can track you guys down faster. But it was she had Annabelle, which shout out to Annabelle always being there for my mom at convention, making sure she's not alone and spending time with her. Or taking if they go out to eat, she tries to make sure if she's not if my mom doesn't have plans with my dad, she always tries to take my mom with her so that she's not alone for dinner either. So shout out to Annabelle for being there for my mom at convention always. Um, yeah, and then it was different for me too because I'm always used to being with like Timothy and Benji,
Yeah.
and it's crazy now that we're all older. We all have our own like little group of friends, and no longer like we're working, so we can't be around them as much. Say hi as much as we can, but yeah, I mean it's cool. It's different. Trying to think of anything else I can add to my experience this time
Shout out
around.
Jonathan. He came to
Oh,
convention
yeah.
for one night to
Yeah, I know. Trooper.
see his lady, Eunice, right? Her name?
Yeah, I believe so.
Shout out Eunice. Treat Jonathan right. He came a 3 hour drive to see you for that night.
I went
What
back
you
and had to
do?
go to work.
Young love. Shout out. What else can I mention? Let's see. Rundown.
I guess for me, the lobby ministry thing, I was more tired. I did it I did it the
even when I was
first
younger.
I did it the first night, the Thursday night, and I think I did it Thursday night. Oh no, I didn't because my friends weren't there, so I went straight to sleep. I went home and sleep or room and slept. Friday night I did it. Honestly, this time around though, it was a lot I think harder or worse because such a small lobby and you're squeezing in so many people in there. I don't know how some of y'all did it. I was like high key annoyed because it was so loud. I'm like, you can't even have a conversation with nobody if
You
you're
can't
trying
go
to.
to the room for the breakout rooms were?
So that's where we went. We went to that side 'cause it was way quieter, way more spacious. It was way easier to talk. But as far as like that actual where everybody was at, bruh. If you telling me you actually able to have a conversation, like one to one, genuine conversation, I'm sorry, you probably lying. You were talking to like five people, super loud, and yeah, I couldn't handle it. I was overstimulated, and I was like, I gotta get out of here, guys. Let's go to the other side.
Yeah, man. After every service, I just went straight to the room.
Yeah, I
Went
was
to wait
like
for like an hour,
overstimulated.
and then went to bed.
And then after Saturday, I was so tired. I guess I was just burnt out after all the walking and stuff. After that, I changed real quick because I went with the homie David, and he was tired too. And I was like, bro, we gotta go to church in the morning. Let's just go home, or let's go to his house. So I went back to his house. I just packed everything up, took what I needed for church the next day, and I was like, yeah, let's go. Ended up at rallies. The first time I ever had rallies, I'm like, bro, this is low key smacking at midnight.
What is it, like a Wendy's?
It's like I guess, or it's a fast food spot. It's kind of more like a Sonic though, because it sounds like everything has like chili cheese dogs, burgers, chicken
I do
sandwiches.
say this one had more stuff, I think, than the Long Beach one. Like
Oh, like
restaurants
foods.
to get to.
Yeah, yeah.
A lot better vibes with the
It also has Disneyland.
food stuff. I didn't even go to Disney.
I know. I wanted to. That was my original plan. Before I said yes to helping with ushering, I was like, bro, I'm not gonna go nothing during the day. I'm gonna go to Disneyland and then I'll just go to night services. But God had other plans, you know.
Yeah, God's plan.
God's
So, yeah, I
plan.
didn't do anything. The food was better.
Yeah.
It's like pizza, Popeyes, Target, the
I'm like,
boba,
you guys ate better at
Indian
convention
food.
this time around.
And then let's see. I think that's all we have from convention.
Convention, yeah.
Let us know your thoughts. How was convention? It's a month removed, but gives you time to process.
Yeah.
Break
how
down
you
a
felt
little.
about it.
What do you want to talk
we'll
about
go
next?
ahead and move on to uh, closing out the year. I guess these holidays. We just finished. We're wrapping up right after Christmas. This is when it was shot.
I know they asked me at school while I work, and then the kids, the school program I'm with, is if we have any traditions. I'm like,
Not really.
not really. We don't really
Like,
eat the same food.
Yeah.
We used to eat tamales, and my grandpa would be
Yeah,
able
when
to
he
make them.
could. Yeah, when he could.
But
It
it's
was
been a
like,
few years since he's done that.
yeah.
My one tradition we have is Christmas Eve. We open most of our gifts.
Yeah, we open our. Well, I guess Christmas Eve. Our tradition is we go to our grandpa's house on Christmas Eve, and then we go to our aunt Rachel's on Christmas Day.
Yeah, I
And
haven't
then-
done that in a while since since
Yeah,
I
I'm
got
like
married.
your tradition now is like a
Christmas
little
Eve.
different, changing it. You having your own traditions now,
Yeah.
starting your own family.
I was like, we don't eat the same thing ever. We don't really. Just like the gifts we open the day
Yeah.
before, essentially.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
only traditions we really have. The Laker game is like the tradition.
yeah.
Just watching the
And then
Lakers
they
play.
even ruined that because they lose now.
We didn't watch it this time. We were driving. But
But yeah, this year was I guess different for me for sure too, because you recently, since you got married to Dina, your new tradition has been to come over here to Atwater
Hmm.
and spend time with some of her family. And so this year,
Well, all our family gets together, and that's
yeah,
the
the good
benefit
thing,
of their side is
they always come
they all
together.
get together, so it makes it easy to see everybody.
Yeah, so for me this year, we had talked about it at convention. Actually, is when that conversation happened about going to Yosemite,
Yosemite.
which is what we did yesterday, which was cool, which I'm
Shout
excited
out Aunt
about.
Anita
I know. Shout
for
out
making it
to
happen.
Anita for helping us make that happen, organizing it. That was a big reason why I was really wanting to come, because it had been mentioned, like, oh, you should come with us you should spend Christmas with us, come with your brother, and join our Christmas. Um, but I never felt right doing that with it was just leaving my mom and my dad alone. But this year it worked out perfectly that you stayed back a little later
Hmm.
and went to my aunt Rachel's, so I didn't feel as bad because I was with them still for like 4, 5, 6 hours of the day, and then we made the trip up, and it was cool because I got to see another family's like traditions and how they celebrate Christmas, and maybe we could try to implement that with our family moving forward or things like that. And then it was definitely cool to go to Yosemite. That was a big perk that I wanted to come. I
Yeah,
know
that's cool.
I kept saying to my brother text, "Are you sure we're going to Yosemite? Are you sure? Because I want to go. Don't get my hopes up. If we're not gonna go, I'm gonna be mad."
I know, as a dad, like I now my expectations for things and ability to just give up on plans is way high. I'm like, oh, we tried. I thought about it.
Yeah,
Yeah, we were supposed to wake up at 5. I didn't wake
I
up till
I woke up
5:10.
at
I was
four.
supposed to wake up at 4:30.
I woke up at 4:30.
We're supposed to leave at 5. I was like, you know what? It wasn't meant to happen.
Yeah,
But we got up, we made it.
yeah,
Good time.
yeah,
Yeah, the good side about my wife's family is they all get together, all her aunts and uncles and cousins. We used to do with our family. I
yeah,
feel like I don't remember when it really stopped. To be honest,
yeah. I
it's
don't
been a
know.
few years,
It's been a while since we've had a Christmas where
but
just even the cousins are all together. It's been a long time.
that's definitely a good. I like the vibes.
Yeah,
It's
it's
nice to
cool.
have your family together,
Yeah,
but I don't know when it stopped.
I don't remember
I
either.
can't remember when the last time we were all together
I think it was like at my grandpa's house. He was in Van Nuys, I think.
for Christmas.
Yeah,
It's been a minute.
it's been a long time. I don't. I know Ray didn't. I don't even know if Ray was married yet though. That's how long it's been. I don't even know if Ray was married yet. I think he was just dating Audrey at the time.
Damn, that's a long time. Yeah,
And like it was like 8 to 10 years ago.
but yeah, Christmas was fun.
Yeah,
Think of traditions, but the only tradition I guess started this year or last year with my daughter was we buy their ornament for
the Christmas tree.
the Christmas tree, and that last year was what was last? Oh, it was just her first Christmas one. This
Oh,
year she bought a bluey one, and then next
yeah,
year we'll see what she's into. But trying to make her traditions have some like some roots, familiarity with what to expect for Christmas. It was
yeah,
good this year because she could open her gifts on her own more, and she
yeah.
knew what gifts were, and she knew like
She was
how to do
like
it.
DJ Khaled. Another one. Another one.
Yeah,
Another one. Another one.
and she's good, but she's like I like me. I love to share.
She's. I think she'd be one of those kids where parents do those videos where you give them a banana and they just unwrap it, and they'll be like, "Oh, a banana!" Like super excited with whatever she gets. It could be anything, and she'd be excited about it. That's what's so awesome. Is like her reaction is always gonna be priceless, but no matter what you give her.
She's really good. I got some. Thankfully, she was also went hiking with us. So that's something I always wanted to do.
Yeah.
And I said I would have my kids. That was our first hike together. Was the Yosemite one on Christmas or after Christmas, which was really cool. We left Charlie behind because it was just gonna be too much.
It was
That's
too
a good
cold
call.
and all that. Yeah.
But yeah, she did great. She knocked out the
Yeah.
entire way.
Perfect timing. She was
Yeah.
asleep the whole way there.
Entire way there,
Sleep
entire
the
way
whole way
back. She
back.
was asleep. She was awake. She was walking.
Yeah.
Shout out all of my cousins-in-law.
Yeah.
That's what they are to me.
Shout out to all of them. Kaylee, Aaliyah, Michaela,
All carried Sarah.
Sarah.
They all carried her on the
Help
parts
carrier.
of the hike because she weighs a lot after a while and you get tired, but
Yeah.
she hung in there. That's fun. The drive in to Yosemite was pretty easy. I was surprised.
Yeah.
It's a smaller park that we're saying. We had never gone to
Yosemite.
any
National park.
any national park.
Till this year, we went to our first one in
Yeah,
the
our first
summer.
one in Zion, and then we went to
And that one was
Yosemite.
huge. I felt like that one was huge, or felt
Yeah.
huge compared to this one.
So our challenge, so everyone knows, is we're gonna go to every national park before we die.
Yeah.
and then we'll keep y'all posted through the years.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's cool. I like national parks, hiking.
Yeah, I think it's dope. After the Zion trip, I was like, dude, I want to do this. Like, at first it was like every year, but I feel like we can try to plan more trips to try at least do 2 a year or
Yeah,
maybe
we can
3,
plan them around. I think
like
they're good.
holidays and 3-day weekends and stuff.
They're good to just be outside. I
Yeah,
want to be outside.
and they're great for making memories. Like, even if they're not like we don't have to do like the biggest trails, but just spending that time, like you said, with Amelia and your kids is gonna be super dope. And making those memories, because even the one we didn't do like a super big hike, but climbing through those rocks where the waterfall was super dope and
Show 'em,
funny.
yeah, just being there. Yeah, be able to say that's part of what we do.
Yeah.
We're active, and that's what we do. Or we're
That's gonna be
exploring.
like our
She loves
thing.
to explore. She got a cut on her chin trying to climb through some trees or like a broken log. Like she's adventurous and to
Yeah.
nurture that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a fun. Another one, I guess, Christmas is what's considered Christmas food, or what do you consider
Oh, like
appropriate Christmas
food.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, cause both sides of the family were like, "Whoa,
I
I don't
know.
want that."
There were like there's like 2 different ends of the spectrum or
Because
3
the
different ends of the
downside
spectrum.
about being in a Hispanic family or in church and stuff is
Is you have the
everyone's
same
not-
food at the same time.
Everyone, yeah, the same food. Everyone has pozole. It has
It's a
pozole like
subtype of soup, tamales.
soup. Pozole, yeah, it has pozole like
It's like a
6 times.
menudo, pozole, tamales. That's all you're eating for like the last 2 weeks of
Yeah,
your
so
year.
I've had pozole or menudo 6 times in the last like 8 days.
Yeah.
Whereas I've hadn't had it like any times throughout the year, but 8
Yeah.
times in 2.
I'm like, and
in
if you
2
know
weeks.
me, I hate. I'm not
And
a
I
big
like it.
fan. I'm not a big fan of like soups in general. Period.
I like soups. I
Pho,
like pozole.
noodles. I'm not a big fan.
I like menudo, but it's like
specifically, menudo and pozole, I'm not a big fan of. I don't ever eat it.
yeah,
ever.
I like it.
And it's not like I'm being rude or anything. It's just that's not my thing. I don't eat soups. I don't eat ramens. I don't eat pho's. I don't
like
eat
all
none of
soups.
that.
I like that stuff too, but it's just 8 times that often.
Yeah.
And then
that is
sometimes
hard.
it's not good, but you gotta eat it.
The only thing I think I could eat that much is like wings and pizza.
Yeah, so
And that's because you can customize it, so it changes
it
the
adds
flavor.
flavor.
It changes the flavor, the customization of it, things like that. But
Yeah, so that's also I guess the tradition is they have pozole,
yeah.
which I like it. But then we had it at church, green, red, clear, and then red again. Telling bread and slab pozole. Only
Yeah.
so much hominy.
Yeah.
And the other side they had like I wanted to have turkey.
Ham.
What in the
Well,
world?
like we're back at Thanksgiving, bro.
Shout out Mom Rachel made us
Oh yeah,
chilaquiles.
she made us chilaquiles. Super bomb.
Different I like breakfast food more than like
Yeah,
dinner food.
especially for Christmas time.
I like breakfast food.
Yeah.
Joanna, my sister.
Oh yeah, she made some bomb breakfast today. It was real good.
We had our breakfast food for our family, her side, our family. My family side. Her Dina's wife's family.
How
My
you want
wife's
to
family
take it?
side.
Whatever the proper way of saying it.
My wife's family side family had a breakfast. She made a good like loaf, French toast loaf thing. It was really good.
It kind of reminds me of like monkey bread.
Yeah, exactly.
That kind of
That's
vibe, like
exactly
a
what I said,
soaked
too.
monkey bread.
That's exactly what I said. It was monkey bread. So that was. I prefer breakfast food for breakfast for breakfast
Christmas.
for Christmas.
Yeah, me too. But yeah, we were like super. What we had for Christmas to eat was all over the place. We had some Chinese food at my grandpa's house on Christmas
Chinese
Eve.
food for Christmas Eve.
Jersey Mike's, bro.
Jersey Mike's.
Jersey
Number
Mike's.
9, Mike's Way.
Club Supreme. If you know how Kev eats, that's how you gotta get it. Chipotle sauce. I mean, spicy mayo and buffalo sauce.
Yeah, definitely something I gotta iron out for my kids. What would be the tradition for us when we have Christmas?
Yeah, things like that.
Because they had McDonald's, so I'm trying to figure out. I don't want it to be McDonald's, especially with that new price increase.
Yeah,
We won't
that's
getting
gonna be
McDonald's
crazy.
No more. Yeah. But yeah, that was anything else for the holiday wrap up? And wrapping up the Christmas highlights. We're entering, what day is it? 29th?
The 27th. We have to check out by the 28th.
Oh, 28th. So we're gonna do our year wrapped, whatever that thing's called, Spotify wrapped. That they
Yeah.
do.
Or your reels that
year-
you're gonna be putting together as the
Year
year
in
comes.
review.
Yeah.
But let's see. We can do a goal setting. We can do a top 4 Mount Rushmore top 4 memories this year.
Yeah.
Number 1 is this one right here.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
we're
baby girl.
gonna have different answers for show.
Yeah, that's number 1. Oh, baby.
Charlie.
Came into this world May 9th. Oh, baby girl.
Oh baby.
Hi. Look at the camera.
Yeah.
She's number 1 this year. This is May 9th. became a dad to 2 little girls.
No.
Let's see, my second highlight. I'm trying to think. Should thought about this.
I know. I have like some
Um,
basic ones. I'm trying to think of better things.
well, I won't rank them yet because I don't want to forget anything.
I know.
No, but I'll just say them out loud and then I'll rank them after.
Yeah. We'll
Zion
spitball.
trip was a good one.
Yeah, Zion was gonna be on mine.
The baby being born was a good one.
I might have to throw the baby in there if I can't think of anything
What else
good.
did I do this year? Oh, Disneyland.
Disneyland was cool.
For Amelia's birthday, yeah.
Yeah, that was cool.
You liked the baby? We went to Disneyland with
I think Yosemite would be there for mine.
our family.
Zion, Yosemite.
Was it this year that I went to
What?
Disneyland After Dark with Gina, or was it the last year?
What holiday was it?
Valentine's Day.
I think it was this year. I think it was this year.
That was dope too. If I remember, it was this year. I think it was this year.
I think it was. I'm pretty
I
sure
went
it
to the
was.
Disneyland after night. Yeah, I think it was this year.
I think it was. I'm trying to think of things for mine. Only thing I can think
Yeah, it
of
was
is
this year
national
because we
parks.
didn't have 2 babies.
National parks.
We went to Disneyland after night, so it'd probably be baby being born, being there, Disneyland After Dark, Zion, and then Amelia's birthday with the family being
in
there.
that order.
Probably.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Dang, Disney was there for 2 of them.
Yeah. See, you love Disney on the low key.
But
And like you love Disney on the low key.
yeah, I think that was the highlight.
That's a sign
The
I need to
baby.
get Disney passes, bro.
Disney After Dark, Zion trip, and then Disney for Amelia's birthday.
Yeah. For me, mines are probably number 1 would be Zion. Going to Zion, it's just so dope how we did it, how it all came about. Like we always talked about it, and then Josh came through. I remember to the day we weren't sure if he was actually gonna pull up or not,
Shout out Abel.
cause he
True
stayed
homie.
messing with you like yeah, I'm gonna be there.
I didn't.
And you
believe
never really know.
I know.
It wasn't until we went to the airport and homie was standing there waiting for us, and we're like, oh okay, it's not a joke. He just showed up.
I didn't believe it till like the day I saw him. You said in the flesh. No, he's just canceled. Nah, my
Yeah,
flight
it
got
was
canceled.
it was just so cool that we picked him up, took him to get. He's like, let's get some tacos. We want to get some tacos. Got to the house and we're trying to decide because original plan was to sleep for like 3 or 4 hours, head out at like 5 a.m., get there by like noonish time, and it was like, nah, let's just go right now. And then all we had to do was you had to finish packing, and then we headed out. And then we got straight there, hiked for a full day, came back, slept, woke up again, went hiking again, came back. That was all at the time with the tsunami or whatever the hurricane that was coming. The hurricine,
Los
California
Angeles.
hurricane.
What's it called? Hurricane.
Hurricane, I don't know.
Oh,
It's some weird name. I don't know. But anyway, then as soon as we finished hiking, we're like, all right, yeah, let's just eat and go. So we came straight back. So like within the span of 48 hours, we went, hiked the majority of Zion, and went back home, which is pretty cool. Second, I'd probably put working the convention. That's a big one for me to finally do it with you and my dad. For those reasons, it's up there. Third, I'd put. I'm in between Yosemite or working LA District Convention.
You go to the convention?
I worked the LA District one, yeah. I was on the
I didn't go
media
do it.
team. You didn't go. You sent Amelia with my parents.
Oh,
Because the baby was being born. Yeah, the baby was gonna be born. Uh, I'll put Yosemite third. I think it was cool. The whole weekend trip or this whole Christmas trip, I think goes on that one. Cool to experience it. Spending time with your family and people I'm close to. So that'll go third. It's always cool to put that third. Then I'll put LA District Convention. Because the last time I worked convention was just with Josh when he was in charge. And every time I work a district convention, it seems to be like my family somehow involved in the service. First time I was there, Chucky got ordained. He got ordained. He finally became a minister. This time around, they honored my grandpa as a pastor, the pastor's award.
Emeritus,
Yeah, when you start churches. And he started like 4 or 5 of them, I think. So long overdue for him. And then as cool as my pastor became a LA District Treasurer, so that was another cool thing that happened. And Daniel Sauce became
Is Vice
the
President?
youth
Secretary?
treasurer as well. So it was like cool for my church, Rock Church, that we have both district treasurers for the youth and for the actual district. So that was big for me, being there for my pastor and his members and my grandfathers. And I had good times, but I worked with Zeke and Vanessa. And
Oh, they worked at Convention?
yeah, they worked. So that was cool too. Yerli, Janelli, and Josue and Eliu. Shout out to homie Eliu. Took some clean shots of me behind the scenes. But yeah, I think I put that one. Those are my
That was
four
four
highlights for the
convention?
year. Yeah, 2 of them are convention, 2 of them are the national parks. So
And then year in review, let me see. I think my goal, I don't want to put it on camera. I think it was 180,
yeah,
83 days of working out. Fell short. I think
just missed it.
I think I did 131. I have to find the actual number. Let me see.
Yeah, I remember I said I was gonna get back into working out. Still haven't done it, but
What really derailed me was the baby being born, and I just did nothing for.
what really derailed me was I was gonna have surgery on my
months.
wrist, but then God healed it the week of convention, so I couldn't lift anything with it or couldn't move it even. I was gonna have surgery to have a ligament severed to fix the issue, but
That's right.
by the grace of God, didn't need to get surgery. Healed naturally, out of nowhere. Didn't do anything different. I mean, I guess I did. They gave me a brace that was proper for my hand this time, so that
Well, the
helped.
workout app sucks because it just tells me my average for the year. It said I averaged 57 minutes working out for the entire year. You can see
Yeah.
it.
Oh yeah.
1 hour and 11 minutes. Y'all can see I'm not, but you can see the giant gap.
I know what
You
you're
see the
gonna say.
camera of June where I did nothing
Yeah,
for the entire month.
but
So
yeah,
hour and 11 was the average. But my other app, I think it said 129 days I worked out, but not including. That's only lifting, not including like hiking and cardio. So I joined a different gym because the gym at my work was too crowded now with college kids.
Yeah.
So I joined a legit like little boutique gym, Fuerza Gym.
Fuerza Gym.
Follow Fuerza Gym. Shout out. Give me a sponsorship. So my goal is to lock in for. I got a 6-month membership
yeah.
as a birthday
Trial run,
present.
trial run.
Eh.
Yeah.
But
Got you in a couple
so
months.
goal stands again 183 days
Oh.
of working out because I didn't make it, but I did 130, which to be honest I was pretty proud of that I made it that far, considering I took so much time off. And then there was random. We had the car accident, which
Oh,
threw it
car
off.
accident.
So we were gone for like 2 months. That was another one. 2 months we couldn't do nothing because of the car accident.
Yeah.
But yeah, all in all, 2023, good year. Trying to think what else happened in 2023.
Yeah, a lot of good things happened in 2023, especially for me, church-wise. Like, grew a lot individually, so that was good. A lot of growing for me in 2023.
All right, that'll be us for signing off. We'll put this one at the end of the year. We'll go to see y'all in 2024. Hope to have on some more guests. Keep it going, pushing through, and follow along Off Limits podcast.
Yeah, that
Already
season
know.
1 is wrapped up. See you guys
Yeah.
in season 2. Hand signs, they made it.